everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a video that I have always wanted to do but also always been very intimidated by, but I'm finally going to try it out, and that is none other than the 24-hour reading challenge. So there's multiple ways for me to go about this, and I know myself, and I know that I'm not going to be able to do the 24 hours straight, like staying up all night. Like, I'm very passionate about my sleep, and reading like literally puts me to sleep like that. So once it gets like dark out, like it just like wouldn't happen for me. So then I was thinking of other ways to do it, which today is Saturday, so I was thinking of doing 12 hours today, 12 hours tomorrow, but it's already 1 p.m. because I've been dilly-dallying watching Jersey Shore for hours. Decided that the way that I'm going to do it is that once I start, after I film this intro, it's probably going to be like it's going to be a little past 1 o'clock. So I'm going to give myself from 1 p.m. today to 1 p.m. tomorrow to see how much I can read within that time frame. I'm going to let myself sleep, but all I'll be doing in these 24 hours is reading. So no scrolling, no watching TV, nothing else. To really ensure that I'm reading when I'm like I'm currently dog sitting right now, so I don't have like a ton to do around here, but if I'm like taking care of the dog, when I'm showering, eating, doing dishes, stuff like that, I'll be listening to an audiobook, so I'll still be reading. Kind of know how I want to do it. I think it's a nice, like, easy way to ease into it, and maybe eventually I will do, like, the 12 hours Monday, 12 hours the next day, and maybe if I'm feeling crazy, I'll end up doing the 24 straight hours. Watching these videos, they're so fun, no matter what way, like, they do it, and yeah, I'm really excited to see how I do this challenge. The only thing I'm worried about is that I don't have my tripod with me. Like, you guys are literally stacked on a Goodles box, a Triscuit box, and 2 1-minute rice cups right now. So finding camera angles and stuff is going to be difficult, but I will make do. So let's get into like my options for reading. Since I'm dog sitting and I'm not home, I actually only brought 2 physical books with me. And this is a love story. And I have never seen it before, never seen it on Book Talk or anything. My mom went to BJ's and saw it on the table, and the premise sounded interesting. This is like I think it's like a romance, but it's more on the literary fiction side, and it's also like really sad. But it's less than 300 pages, and I don't know, it's like short. I have Every Summer After. Technically, this is going to be a reread for me, but I honestly don't even count it as one because I don't remember this book at all. I don't remember reading it. I don't remember anything that goes down in it, so it's basically like I'm reading a new book because I read this like years ago. I want to read this because I want to read all of Carly Fortune's books, so I want to start from the beginning and read. I know she just had a new release, which I honestly haven't seen great things about, but I know that everyone loved One Golden Summer. And if I'm not mistaken, this is like kind of in that world. I don't know. I want to read all her books in publication order. Meet me at the lake at my house to read as well. I have my Kindle, which is like there's thousands of books on here. I actually started a book last night. I only got like 30 pages in, and I started The Predator by Runix. Now, I'm not like a huge dark romance reader. I haven't really dabbled in that genre much. I've read a few, but not really a lot. And this is a dark romance mafia series that has kind of been on my radar for a little bit, and I thought it would be good to have for a readathon like this because it's like fast paced and a lot of things are happening. So this is also an option. I have Kindle Unlimited, so I can go through and whatever. And then for audiobooks, I think for audio, I'm going to be listening to a thriller, and I want it to be like somewhat short because I don't have any Audible credits. I only have my Spotify hours, and I haven't used any this month. So I have 15 Spotify hours. So I want to be able to read a book that's less than 15 hours long so that I don't get interrupted. So I'm thinking a thriller for that, since I have like romance, literary fiction, dark romance. I think throwing a thriller in there would be great. My Bloom here, which I've almost drank all of already because I cracked it a while ago. But yeah, I am excited for this video, and I hope I can actually do it because I always say I'm gonna do these challenges and then I don't. Goal is to read at least 2 books in this 24 hours. That's my goal. So we'll see how I do. I think I'm actually going to start with an audiobook because it's like 1 o'clock right now and I have some dishes to do. I want to eat lunch and like clean up a little bit because I've literally been sitting on my ass all day. So I'm gonna start an audiobook, and because I have to film on my phone, I'm not even gonna be able to film me listening to the audiobook, but I'm gonna go and start an audiobook, do all those chores and stuff, and then update you when I get into it a little bit. But yeah, I'm someone who reads a lot of books at the same time. So I'll probably be reading a physical, a Kindle, and an audio all at the same time. We'll see how that goes. So enjoy this video, and let's see what I can read in these 24 hours. So it is now like 1:30, so it's been like 30 minutes since I last spoke, and the audiobook I decided to start was... This Story Might Save Your Life. Destiny Sidwell just read it recently, and she rated it very highly, and it's like a thriller, mystery, romance, I believe. That's kind of the vibe I was getting. I'm obviously not super far into it since I only listened to it for about 30 minutes, but basically we're following these 2 characters, Jody and... I already forget the main character's name. Well, whatever. So they're friends, and they have a podcast together where they talk about, like, odd stories. I'm really good at explaining this, actually. Basically, the main character goes to Jody's house to film an episode, and she's, like, missing. And that's kind of as far as we got. And also... we are also getting the point of view of Jody's memoir. She's in the process of writing a memoir about her and the MMC. And we're getting little excerpts from that memoir throughout while also getting the MMC's point of view. Like, I really have nothing to say about it. I'm 6% through. But I decided that I am actually going to start this book now, which is This is a Love Story. It's relatively short, and I feel like I could finish it today. So I'm going to start this. I don't know much about it. I know that it's very sad because one of the characters is dying, which says that right on the back of the book. So it's going to be a sad read, but it's calling to me, so I'm going to read it. I'll update you when I have something to say. It is almost 2:30 now. I am 53 pages into this book, and I'm on chapter 10. It's good so far. Something I like about it is that the chapters are really short, so it's really fast paced, and like the way it's written, like it's like mini like paragraphs like this, so like it's just overall like really quick. Basically right now we're getting mainly the point of view of Abe, which is the husband of Jane, and Jane is currently dying. She has an illness that we don't know, some sort of cancer, I think. And we're getting his point of view, and then occasionally we'll get the point of view of Central Park, which sounds like weird, but basically there'll be a chapter like about different things Central Park kind of sees, like different interactions and like the history of Central Park. I'm not really sure what the connection is there yet, but I'm sure we'll figure that out. But mainly it's from Abe, and the way this is written is really unique because like all the chapters are like, you remember when blank, you remember thinking blank. So like he's talking to his wife and saying like, you remember this, and it's going through like their lives together and their past and like memories they have. And we're not really learning a lot about him. It's more so just like, you remember all of these things and I remember this, which is something you don't remember. It's very unique and weird and like nothing I have ever like read before, but it is very fast paced. We're learning kind of right now, we're learning about their child and her struggles with motherhood. That's really all there is to it right now. Not a ton has happened, but I'm enjoying it so far. I can tell it's going to be sad, for sure. It already is sad. So that's my update. I'm just going to continue reading, and I'll update you when I have more to say. So we've been introduced. Oh, it's like 3:05. Why did I say that? I never say that. I literally never. I don't know why I just said that. But we've been introduced to a new point of view of this girl, and I have like some suspicions and predictions on who this girl is, and if I'm right, I'm gonna be so pissed off and I'm going to despise this man. So I hope that's not the case, but I'm like scared to keep reading. I'm on page 76. The reason why I barely read since I last talked is because I had to answer a phone call and take the dog out and stuff like that. But I'm back to reading, and I don't know, I'm just getting a little worried that this new plot point is what I think it's gonna be. Make a coffee soon. I'm not sure, I haven't decided, so I'm gonna sit here and read. But I just wanted to let you know that something fishy's going on, and I'm a little pissed off. So it is about 4 o'clock right now, and I'm about to make a coffee. I've been like sitting here debating on if I wanted one or not, and I decided that I do. So yeah. As for my book, I am 113 pages in, and I was right about the theory I was talking about, and apparently it's actually on the back of the book that we're following this new character, but it was a surprise to me, but it's on the back of the book. So it's this new character who is Abe, the husband's student. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. View for like a long time. We haven't been in Abe's point of view in a while. The next chapter is back into like Central Park's point of view, which is weird to say, and then apparently we're going to get their son's point of view at some point. I don't know. It's pretty good. It's very fast paced. I think with all these different point of views, it's helpful. It's written in second person, which is different, very different, but not bad. So that's really all I have. I'm gonna go sit with a coffee and probably a snack and read some more. Date time. It is 4:30. I am now on chapter 20, page 140, and we finally got Abe's and Jane's son's point of view, Max, and he's like grown up at this point, and his point of view, besides Central Park's point of view, is in third person, but Abe's and the other character Alice is in second person. So that is interesting. Not much is like going on, like we're kind of just getting to know these characters and their lives, and we are seeing little snippets in each point of view of how all these like characters are like connected, and like there's other like side characters within, and they're connected to Alice, but they're also connected to Max, and both of them are connected to Abe. So like all these characters are connected, and I assume it's all going to come together at some point. The thing. So I've been reading since 1 o'clock, so 3.5 hours now. I honestly thought I would be a little bit further into this. Technically, I've been reading this book for 3 hours, and I've only read 140 pages, which like doesn't seem like a lot. And then I listened to 6% of the other book. But I don't know. I like feel like I'm reading fast, but then I remember how long I've been reading for, and I'm like, wait, maybe I'm not reading that fast. I don't know. But here's my issue. I might be going to the movies with my boyfriend and my friends, which kind of interferes with the 24-hour challenge. So if that does happen, I'm thinking those hours that I'm out and not reading, I will add on to tomorrow So instead of reading till like 1 o'clock tomorrow, I'll add the hours, which like it shouldn't be more than 3 hours. So then I would read until 4 o'clock tomorrow. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me, and this is my video, so we're still reading more than I would be. Usually I would be watching TV or scrolling for this long, so we're being productive, and I'm committing to the challenge by sitting here and reading for so long. I'm on movie number 3, which is crazy. I watched, well, not watched, it's like on the background, No Hard Feelings, Anyone But You, and now we're at 13 going on 30. All 3 are great movies. I will let you know if I do end up leaving, but until I find out, I'm just gonna continue reading. So it's 5:20 right now. I just took the dog out, fed the dog, and then I ate dinner. So I was listening to my audiobook during that time. I'm now 11% through that, and things are starting to get interesting. So like, we're basically in 2 different timelines. We have Benny's point of view, and then we have excerpts from it's like a joint memoir between Benny and, okay, I'm always forgetting one of their main characters. I forget the girl's name, and I can't check because I'm filming on my phone. Anyway, basically, I just got done listening to an excerpt from the memoir. In the memoir, it like is in the past, so like I just finished, and it was 13 years ago, and I one will be 12 and then 11, like, and so on. So it was 13 years ago, and like we get into Benny and the girl's like relationship, and like they're like best of friends, like they're more than podcast hosts, like they're best friends, and they're like almost like I can sense like a romantic connection, but in the present timeline they're just best friends, and she's married to someone else, and like both her and her husband are missing, and Benny is like trying to figure out like where the hell they went. So to see like this dynamic, it's kind of messy because like obviously years ago there was something between them. It seems like they may have explored it, but like what happened, and like how did she end up getting married to someone else, and how did she remain best friends and podcast hosts with Benny? It's like a whole messy thing, and I'm very intrigued to see where it goes. I realized that like I actually probably won't be listening to the audiobook a ton because it's going to be in very short increments because I'm not like doing a lot. Like it's literally just going to be any time that I can't read, and since I'm just dog sitting and I don't have much to do around here since I'm not home, I'm mainly just kind of sitting here reading. I have like 140 pages left of this, and yeah, those are my updates. I'm gonna transfer back to reading this book now. Like what I should have done is instead of like having a whole separate book be an audiobook, I should have like been listening to like this and physically reading it, you know, so I could switch off between the two, because I'm gonna like, you know what I mean? Because I probably won't finish the audiobook in this video. So then you're not going to get my final thoughts, which kind of sucks. But I don't know. Reading is getting done. And that is the purpose of this video. So I'm fulfilling the purpose. And I'm done yapping now because I need to read. Started pouring out, so it's perfect reading weather. And yeah. More updates. It's now 6:15, and I have 91 pages left of this book, and now we are in Jane's point of view, which is the woman that is dying, and it's not like in prose anymore, it's in like regular now, and it's in third person. So a lot of different writing styles in this book, which I'm sure is all intentional. But right now, I am just, like, really pissed off by the character. I honestly, like, none of these characters in this book are likable. Not a single one. And although Jane is dying, I don't like her. I really don't. One reason being she has a child. I'm pretty sure it wasn't intentional because her family has like infertility and like cervical cancer issues. So I think she like assumed that she couldn't get pregnant, and then she has a child. And having this child takes away from her art. She's an artist, and she kind of goes through like that postpartum depression, which I understand. Like, I have empathy towards postpartum depression. That I understand. But she just straight up just like doesn't want to be a mom, and like should not be a mom. She doesn't like tend to her child like at all. And it's not even in a way, it's just like she's mad because she has this child to take care of and she can't focus on herself and her dreams anymore, which is like understandable. But like when you have a kid, you know that other things are going to go on the back burner, and you kind of have to change your whole life and take care of that child. That child is yours now. Like, for an example, she wanted to go celebrate her husband, and they wanted to go out to dinner and like to get drinks. He had like something good happen at work. He's a writer. And they didn't have a babysitter. So it was like 9 p.m. They put the baby to bed, locked him in the room, and left the house. And left the baby home alone. And like in her inner monologue, like there was no concern for the baby or anything. And like it even says on the back, like Max, which is the child, since we get his point of view when he's older, it says like Max, who believes his mother chose art over parenthood and who has avoided love and intimacy at all costs. Like, she does not want to be a parent, but she is, and she's not stepping up to the plate. And I don't like that. I really don't. So being in her point of view is kind of insufferable. We're still in her like postpartum days. So at this point, Max is like a baby. I'm sure we'll get up to the point where she gets sick. I'm not going to the movies anymore. Plans fell through. So that means I actually fully can commit to the reading challenge. So that's great. I don't know how long I'm going to stay up. I want to stay up as late as I can. I do tend to go to bed pretty early. That I guess is positive, but also negative, is that when I'm at houses that aren't my own, I struggle to sleep because I'm an anxious girly, especially because I'm here alone. So that might make me stay up more. And yeah, I plan to wake up early tomorrow too. Probably gonna be some hours, like 7 hours, that I won't be reading because I'll be sleeping. But I make the rules, so whatever. I'm gonna go finish this book, so I have 90 pages left, and then I will talk to you about my final review, and yeah, we'll decide what to read next. 7:40, and I just finished This Is a Love Story, and I have some complex feelings about it. My rating is 3 stars. On the front, like all these blurbs say how like romantic this story is, and it's truly like about love, and it's touching, and like, yes, certain aspects of it are touching. There is love there and there is romance, but like there's one certain thing that happens in this book that the husband does that is just so like unwarranted, very overlooked and brushed over, and like just isn't okay in a relationship, especially with the circumstances that they were in. And that's not something like I can forgive. That's not a beautiful love story. However, like, although all these characters were pretty unlikable, I also was empathetic towards each of them for a certain reason. Last clip, I was like hating on Jane, which still stands true, but I also obviously feel so much empathy for her because she, you know, was going through, you know, this illness that ends up killing her. And that was really interesting to like see her point of view on. It was very fast paced, easy to read. I'm not someone who can sit and like read a book for hours on end. I usually have to take breaks in between, and like, granted, I took some breaks when I had to do things, but I was listening to an audiobook at the same time. So technically I have been reading for almost 7 hours, 6 hours and 40 minutes ish. a little less probably based on the times that I wasn't reading this to finish this book. It definitely kept my attention, fast paced. It was interesting, and there are some touching moments and touching lessons to learn from it, but it wasn't anything like crazy special. Right now, I am going to listen to the audiobook for a little bit while I kind of wind down for bed, clean up, and eat a snack because I'm hungry. After that, I think I plan to move to my Kindle and get more into The Predator. Like I said, I read 30 pages last night and I'm ready to like get into it. It's gonna be the part of the night where it gets pretty difficult to keep reading because it's getting dark and it's getting closer to my bedtime. But my goal is to try and stay up until like midnight. I think that's reasonable, and then sleep till like 7:38 and then read from 8 to 1. I'd be reading a little bit faster, but I'm proud because I read this book in one day from start to finish in practically one sitting, and that's not something that my attention span usually can do. So I'm not sure when I'll talk to you guys next, but book 1 is done. Just listened to a little bit of the audiobook while I got ready for bed and brushed my teeth, filled out my bullet journal, all that jazz. I am about 20% through now, and things are starting to pick up, and the mystery is starting to like build, and we're learning more about the characters. It's really good. I'm someone who I don't do audiobooks much. I find it difficult to retain the information when I'm just listening to it. I'm more of I need to visually read it. And when I do listen to audiobooks, I typically do a memoir of some sort because that's how I like to digest nonfiction and memoirs. So I haven't listened to many like fiction books, but things are going well. I'm like retaining the information well, and the audiobook is actually really good, and it's a very fast-paced book. I like the way that it's kind of past and present timeline. We also get excerpts from their podcast, and yeah, it's good. The mystery is mysterying. That's a word. I look forward to listening to it some more. I'm actually not going to be listening to it at all tonight. It is I don't have my watch. Check on my Kindle. It's 8:30 right now. So I am going to move on to reading The Predator by Murnix. My thoughts so far, not many, because again, I'm only 30 pages in. It's interesting so far. I really have nothing to say actually because not much has happened. I've never read a mafia romance before. And I think I mentioned that I'm not really a dark romance reader, but I like to get into the genre and see if I like it. And I felt that this was a good place to start. So I'm intrigued. I kind of wish it was in first person and not third person, but that's just me being annoying. Okay, Kindle is frozen. What else is new? This thing always freezes, and it's always when I need it the most that it fails me. And it just won't. What I'm trying to do is, you know how the Kindle like tells you like how long it's going to take you to read it? That's what I'm trying to look at to tell you guys that, 6 hours and 30 minutes. That is not bad at all. What the hell? I thought it was going to be like 10 hours. The book is 369 pages long, so I'm just yapping because I've been in a house for days by myself with no one to talk to. And so now I'm just yapping. But I'm going to go continue to read now. And I'll update you throughout. I'm going to try and stay up. And I'm going to keep my Kindle on light mode. And keep this light on. And try not to lay down. Even though I love to lay down with my Kindle. But I'm going to stop talking now. And we are going to get reading. It's 9:30. And I'm getting so tired. Like, I'm exhausted and I'm like fighting sleep. My Kindle keeps like dropping as I doze off. Page 73, chapter 5, 19% through the book. 9:30. Why am I this exhausted? The book is good so far, very intense. Basically, I didn't read the description of the book but from what I know right now, we're following Tristan and Marina. And they hate each other. They despise each other. They're from opposing mafia families, and Marina's dad is like the mafia boss of one of the clans, and then like Tristan is like just is just like this powerful man who everyone is scared of, but she really isn't scared of him, and she's a baddie. Like, she talks back to him, and she sticks up for herself, and like she just shows that like he doesn't intimidate her, and I really like that. Now, this is enemies to lovers, and they are like true enemies. Right now is that she had like this book of codes that if they were revealed, it would cause like a major war between the mafia families, and it like goes missing, and she's trying to figure out who has it, and that's kind of like all we know so far. Due to bed is so bad. Like, I'm so bad at staying up late, and especially reading makes me so tired, and I'm so cozy right now. I just want to go to bed. Read like at least till 10 o'clock, and then I'll go to bed and wake up by like 6:30. Maybe. This might be the last time that I update you, because here we go again. I'll probably fall asleep soon, if I'm honest. This is why I could never do the 24 hours straight version. And like, I have had an energy drink and a coffee today, and I didn't wake up super early. I woke up at 9. There's no reason for me to be tired, but I am one of those people who is just always tired. I can sleep for so long. I used to nap every day. I've been doing better. Might be good night. This might not. Either way, I'll let you know like when I stopped reading, and I'll probably update you guys in the morning. Now in the morning, it is not 6:37 like I said it was going to be. It's actually 8:30, and I'm just getting up, so whoops. Did read till 10 o'clock last night and got to page 90 of The Predator. So I did a good chunk of reading yesterday. I read for 9 hours, which is great. As soon as I'm done with this clip, I'm going to immediately start listening to my audiobook while I do my morning routine until 1 o'clock today. This readathon was a success or a fail. I'd say we're in the middle here. I did a lot more reading than I would in my average day. Maybe as I keep doing these, I'll improve and, you know, work my way up to reading for 24 hours, like for real. I'm gonna post this, and I'm still gonna keep going because fun reading vlog challenge. Someone who watches a lot of TV and scrolls on her phone, this has been good for my attention span, so we can finish one more book. That's my goal, because my goal is 3 books during this period, and we've done 1. It is now 9:30 in the morning, and I'm about to crack cotton candy Alani. I just showered, ate, cleaned up, all that stuff while listening to my audiobook. So I am now 31% through This Story Might Save Your Life, and this book is really good. I'm gonna sneeze. Bitch, what the fuck? As I was saying, this book is really good. I like the audiobook because, so like I said, Joy is missing, and so is her husband, and so everyone's trying to look for her. Well, them. The fans of their podcast, of Benny and Joy's podcast, are like calling in saying like, oh, I saw her here, I saw her here. And so we get like voice recordings, which is cool. Interesting. I've never read like a mystery romance before, and I'm liking the genre so far. I'm trying not to like, it's hard to talk about a mystery like this without spoiling things, but Benny and Joy should have ended up together, and they didn't, and they just like remain best friends, but they're low-key in love with each other, and like Joy marries someone else, and Benny, you know, dates around, And I'm just like rooting for them because like their chemistry is so good. I love listening to excerpts of their podcast episodes. Like their banter is so good, and it's just like what could have been, you know? And like where is she? I have no idea. In the beginning of the book, you find out that she does have a stalker. I feel like it doesn't have anything to do with the stalker because I feel like that's too obvious. So I don't know. I'm thinking like these are just my theories. Maybe she ran away. And I also like think like you would think like, oh, the husband did it. Like that's another obvious one. No. My theory is that she ran away. And I'm not going to confirm or deny that theory in this video because I don't want to spoil anything, but just so you know, that's what my theory is. So I'm going to drink this. Like I said, it's 9:30 and I'm going to go sit and read The Predator probably until 1 o'clock. 10:50 right now and I've only read 30 pages. I'm at 31% through The Predator. The reason I've only read 30 pages though is because I had a little visitor and we chatted for a bit, so that's why. Things are good. I'm actually very much enjoying this. 120 pages in. Love this female main character. She's such a badass. Like, she literally gives no fucks that Tristan Kane is this powerful, evil man who's not that evil when it comes to her. We're getting slight little, like, he's a little soft for her, but they also hate each other and they want to kill each other. But they won't kill each other because then it would start a war between the two mafia families. I'm enjoying her and being in her point of view. And yeah, I'm having fun. I'm distracted. So I'm going to try and lock in. But I fear I'm not going to finish this by 1 o'clock. I have 4 hours and 52 minutes left of the book and it's already almost 11. So I'm probably not going to finish this by 1 o'clock. But maybe I'll just still finish it today because a lot of the time during this 24-hour period, I was either sleeping or distracted. Be lenient with myself. This is my first 24-hour challenge. I've read a whole book already. I listened to 30% of a book and I'm 30% through this book. And I'll probably get to at least 50% by 1 o'clock. So that's great. I'm just going to consider this a success for myself. Don't be mad at me in the comments if anyone even watches this video that I didn't authentically do a 24-hour challenge. But 11:40 and I got interrupted again, which is totally fine. I wanted to share this baddie quote from Miss Marana. She said to her father, mafia boss, she said, "Since you cannot seem to grasp it, I'll spell it out for you, father. I am not a dog you think you can leash. I'm an independent woman, and if I say I'm not returning tonight, that's it. I know it's not out of care that you ask." She will stand up to these men and tell them off, and I just love that. I love that. She's not scared of them, even though, like, deep down, like, they're a little scary. She's not going to show them that. She's going to show, like, I'm up here, you're down here. You can't control me. 129, 34% through, and I have about an hour and 20 minutes left, so I'm just going to sit here and read until 1 o'clock, and then we'll do final thoughts and wrap-ups. It's 1 o'clock on May 10th, and my 24-hour challenge is actually over. I ended up making it 53% into The Predator, and I'm on page 197, and things are really, like, going great. They finally hooked up, but they still hate each other. Hate each other, want to kill each other. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, right. We're getting a little bit crazy. I hate Morena's father. He's actually like scum of the earth, but she has Tristan Kane to keep her safe. So that is the challenge. Basically, I didn't do as good as I wanted to, but I did more than I expected. So I guess that is good. So to recap, I read This is a Love Story, and I rated it 3 stars, and then I started the audiobook for This Story Might Save Your Life, and I'm about 30% into that. And then I read 53% of The Predator. I had a good time, you know. I'm someone who, I don't typically sit and binge read because I always just like end up scrolling on my phone, or I want to watch a show. But I think committing to like only reading for the last 24 hours, not watching a show or scrolling TikTok or anything, really helped me. Like, I read a ton, at least for me. I'm proud of my ability to sit and binge books and get a lot of reading done. We get very close to finishing The Predator today, since I have all day. I have a couple assignments to do, but yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this 24-hour reading challenge. Next time I do this, hopefully I will finish more than one book, and I think next time I do this, I want to do 12 hours Saturday, 12 hours Sunday, because at first I didn't think that was very doable for me, but I read for like 9 hours yesterday, so I could do 12. Keep trying different forms of this challenge and see what works best for me. But yeah, thank you so much for reading with me and watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.